This is a love story. The story began with a question handwritten on a small piece of paper and thrown into the campfire. How can I make the invisible visible? It is through this question that I met someone whom I shared a bubble with. Someone in that same campfire circle who mirrored myself to me in quite interesting ways. But he had to leave. Deep water set us apart, but somehow destiny played its part and we met again. When we did, the love story ended. On that day when we met again, I found myself standing before this person once more. He explained things, and I felt a strong impulse to disappear. Gradually, both the image and the voice of this beloved person dissolved into a blur. I grabbed my camera and walked away from him. There was no destination in mind. I was on my own. I just had to walk with the camera. Was it anxiety, rejection, pain? It took more than a decade to name it, to acknowledge what it was. Heartbreak. As I was walking, my senses heightened. An image up ahead began to form and became clearer and clearer. Seeing this image moved something within me, and in the heartbeat there was a pause. I committed to the image, and the shutter sounds echoed in the fields. When we met again, the love story ended. Or so I thought. Apparently, a love story is just beginning. A love story of the heartbroken self and the heart-guiding I. In the succeeding years, hints of pain lingered, yet I continued to carry the campfire question. I continued to photograph. Photography I have come to know as an educator of the will, training me in making decisions and in developing inner practice, balancing it with outer work. I continue to meet the I. The I have come to know as beyond personality or identity. It is in touch with creativity, vastness, trust, courage, and intuition. It has the capacity to witness with empathy. It can guide me back home to where the heart feels settled, to where there is a sense of oneness and wholeness, of healing. What does the I look like? Is it even possible to photograph the I? The I may be invisible but is ever present. Perhaps it is the relationship of the I and the heartbroken self that makes a picture possible, that makes healing through photography possible. In hindsight, when in moments when the heartbroken self goes autopilot, it is not left on its own. There is still guidance amidst all. This guidance has an element of inner knowing. Listening to I Heart guidance has helped me practice discernment in photography to be able to photograph what is truly essential. It has come to my awareness too that in a way, the camera is like the heart. In the camera, the shutter opens for light to enter, for the world to enter. Similarly, where there is heartbreak, where there is wounding of the heart, in relation to separation, disconnection, hopelessness, guilt, or rage, whether in the personal, the societal, or the spiritual spheres of life, there appears an opening, a possibility to meet the world, to see the world in you. Someone once said, "Where the pain is, that is where the work lies." Pain is perhaps a way of opening up to the world and of meeting one's life work. If this is through photography, so be it. Perhaps, like questions, the world reveals to us the ones hidden when we look with intention, with devotion. I have come to realize that when I begin to open up, allow and trust the gentle guidance of the heart, it is possible to arrive at a place where I can meet the photographic pause and that resilient, unbendable aspect of my being human, accompanying me in such brokenness as I return to wholeness, to who I truly am. So, if to heal is to make whole again, how can photography participate in making it happen for a person, a community, a culture, a country, for the world? Can photography mirror the images living within so that we may understand ourselves and one another? To approach these questions, I am developing an initiative called Photobiography Work, a practice of looking into, reflecting on, and making sense of one's life through mindful, contemplative, and heart guided photography. It is about co creating a harmonious relationship with the dark and light in life, working with outer and inner images. It is about making visible the coming together of the past and the future into the present, into the photograph, into the photographic practice. It needs the capacity of the eye for objective and empathic self reflection. It entails work, it requires will, it upholds freedom, it is powered by love. At this point, I would like to invite you now to experience a mindful and heart-guided photobiography work practice with visualization. You may choose to participate by following the guidance or in your own way, connecting with your mind, heart, and gut as you breathe. If something comes up that is beyond what can be managed at the moment, feel free to pause, drink water, or discern the moment and take care of yourselves. So, coming to a sitting position that is comfortable and awake, you may gently close the eyes and become aware of your breathing. Focusing on the breath where it is available for you at the moment. The nostrils, the chest, the heart, the belly, or the limbs. And wherever you are focusing on, allowing the awareness to anchor to the breath, to the present moment. And now, I am inviting you to bring to awareness the presence of photography in your lives. If it is possible, perhaps bringing to awareness the first time you met photography or a moment in time wherein photography had a significant place in your life. Perhaps an image comes to awareness. It can be of a place or of people, of objects. Noticing the details. Perhaps a thought or an impulse to act makes itself known. Breathing them in and acknowledging whatever is showing up and letting the images come when they come. Letting them go when they go. A feeling may arise. So tuning in to how this might be showing up in the body. If possible, naming this feeling. Overall, bringing awareness to this photographic encounter. On an out breath, gently letting go of whatever showed up in your awareness, and if it is possible, bringing in a sense of gratitude for what has been made visible, invisible, and everything in between. Now returning the focus to the breath, noticing one's breathing. And bringing this sense of wakefulness, this awareness, and the sense of the present moment to the rest of your night or day, and letting go of this practice, opening your eyes if they have been closed, and returning to our virtual space. Welcome back, everyone, and from here, you can perhaps bring the practice further to photography and seeing what shows up in your photos when you bring awareness to the presence of photography in your lives. This is the invitation of photobiography work, as the whole picture includes 1, the visible, 2, the invisible, and 3, everything in between. How might a photographic experience be designed to allow the heartbroken or any person to freely and creatively navigate the relationship of these 3 elements? through which one can begin to recreate the image of one's life and renew one's relationship to one's life story and the story of humanity. I hope to prototype photobiography work sessions this year, and I invite the willing and cold and ready to journey with me.